Good morning, I'm Randy Anderson with AquaRecycle. Today we're going to talk about how to alkali treat or disinfect a recycle system. Odors in the water just tend to happen, and I compare it to like getting sick. You just tend to get sick once in a while. Of course, you can take better care of your health, and same as your AquaRecycle system, by making sure that your filters are backwashing and making sure that your pH and alkalinity are in line with what we recommend, which is between 9.5 and 10.5. But like I say, just periodically you can get an odor, and it's really easy to solve with an alkali treatment process. It takes about 15 minutes of your time, and once you start it, it'll take care of itself. But you do have to make sure that the laundry is either offline, so it's not using water from the system, or that you put the laundry on bypass. To get the system started, you just have to type the code into the touchscreen. So go to your touchscreen and type F1 twice, F2 twice, F3 twice, and what you'll see is that your oil and grease filter and your soap and organics filter were both going to backwash at the same time. That lets you know that the process has started. And from here you have to wait about 10 minutes, because what the system is going to do is going to pump all the water out of the final holding tank. So wait about 10 minutes, you'll see your final holding tank will go empty, your supply pump will turn off, and then you can put the alkali in the system. Now that your supply pump is turned off, you'll see that your final holding tank is now empty. So you can put the alkali into the tank. Always make sure you wear your safety goggles and your safety gloves when you're dealing with sodium hydroxide, as it's a relatively harsh chemical, and it will tend to burn and eat right through your shoes if you're not careful. So what I've got is about 4.5 gallons of sodium hydroxide in your laundry. They may call it Break or Builder C or something of that nature, but it's all just sodium hydroxide. And so like I say, we use about 4 gallons of sodium hydroxide. So I'm going to put my goggles on. And there's a really easy way to get this stuff into your final holding tank, and that's to use your ozone injector. So I'm going to pull the tube off the end of the injector, so that now I've got suction coming in that's going through my ozone injector. So I'm going to stick this down in my bucket, and you'll see that your ozone tube just went clear. It's no longer sucking bubbles, it's sucking sodium hydroxide. Let it suck the tank dry, which will take a few minutes. It isn't the fastest thing, but within 4 or 5 minutes it should be done. And for video purposes, we'll assume that it's now finished. So we'll take the tube back out, but be careful. It's still got a lot of sodium hydroxide in it. I usually shake it out really well. I'll go rinse my bucket out. I'll put fresh water back in my bucket, and then I'm going to suck some fresh water back into the system, which will clean out my tube of any residual sodium hydroxide. And again, shake it out. And now it should be clean of sodium hydroxide, and stick it back in your ozone outlets. And now you've got the alkaline now in your final holding tank ready to be used. You should see on your touchscreen your pH is going to go up to about 12.5, even maybe even higher, and your TDS should hit 2,000, which is the limit of the screen. In about 10 more minutes, the system's going to fill the tank half full with water, with fresh water. It's then going to backwash your carbon filters to put this alkali into your carbon. The carbon is where the bacteria tends to grow. It's going to sit idle for 4 to 6 hours. It'll then backwash the filters again with fresh water 2 more times. It'll do your suspended solids filter as well 1 time, and then it'll put the system right back online. It'll take care of itself. So all you really have to do is initiate the process, get the alkaline into the final holding tank, and then you can walk away. The next morning or after the process is done, you can then put the laundry back online. So that concludes how to treat your system for bacteria and odor.